Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Board and Savior. You have read the title of this video, you've seen the thumbnail, and no, unfortunately for me, it is not an exaggeration. I am going to play 10 new board games today and document what I'm expecting to be a descent into madness. I know what you're thinking. Why are you doing this? Well, something that I've talked about before on this channel is having a collection of games so big that I haven't played all of them. I'm on a quest to fix that, and for me, incremental change, it's just no fun. Plus, 10 is a nice round number, and, well, YouTube seems to like those. So, come along with me and find out just how many board games it takes to make a man lose his marbles. Before playtime starts, let me walk you through my day. I've got it all scheduled out on this whiteboard here. It's white on the other side, I promise. The games and when I play them are based on kind of two main factors, excitement and weight. I am excited to play all of these games, but there are some that I'm more excited to play than others, so I try to shape that up throughout the day, and then there are more complicated games than others, and I did my best to make sure that I'm not like starting with a bunch of heavy games and burning myself out, or ending with an onslaught of heavy games and exhausting myself right at the end and making it so that I can't finish. So the excitement and weight are kind of shaken up throughout the day. So let's flip this guy around so you can actually see it. You can see that at the start of this, we've got coffee montage, VO, and intro, which is what I'm doing right now and what you saw just before this. That was supposed to end at 9 o'clock. It's 8:57, so we are 3 minutes ahead of schedule, assuming that I only do one take for this. Then we will get on to learning Raiders of Scythia and playing it, and I can't believe it, but this is the last sentence that I see on the teleprompter here. So I'm going to stop talking and start learning a board game. It is 9:29. And as you can see, I was supposed to learn Raiders of Scythia by 9:30. So, just barely. I just lost Raiders of Scythia by 1 point. No! Okay, well, that's too bad. If I had, on my last turn, just gone here instead, is a little harder to do, but based on the dice that I rolled, I actually would have gotten it, and then I would have gotten 2 extra points. When you play solo, the only person who you're cheating is yourself. So let's just pretend that I went there, and then I won by 1 point instead of lost by 1 point. Okay, so here's the deal. All right. Blue light turned right off. It's back, baby. We shaved 14 minutes off of our time here, which is excellent. After every game, I am going to give you kind of a basic initial impressions of the game. If I do like a review of a game, I usually play it many times. So don't take this as like Board and Savior's official review of Raiders of Scythia. Take it as Board and Savior's initial impressions, because that's what it is, buddy boy. Raiders of Scythia, a quite good game. As far as the AI goes, I am pretty sure I did things wrong for about the first half of the game. I think I was a little bit nicer to the AI than I should have been. I didn't fully understand how their like automa cards worked, so perhaps my loss even was not founded in reality. As far as components go, these little wooden chalices, these kumis, yes please, love them greatly. Like both of these wooden pieces, the provisions and the kumis, very fun. Also stack them on top of each other for a great time. I'm not dying yet, so that's really good. I'm having a good time not dying. I feel like that blue light's gonna need to come off, huh? You ever watch a video of a tutorial and like you get none of it at all? I just have to read the rule book. Starting to read the rule book at 11:53, supposed to be done reading it at 12. Not great. We are 4 minutes behind. I am so excited to play this game. Bloodborne is top 5 favorite video games of all time. Definitely my favorite FromSoft game. I love Bloodborne so much. I'm so pumped to play this. I hate these guys from the game, the dogs that go wah, wah, jump, wah, wah, jump. I hate them. They suck. And there's 4 of them here, so that'll be fun. And I've got my threaded cane hunter, which was the weapon that I started with when I played my first Bloodborne playthrough, so I'm excited about that. Hopefully we can get through this in a good amount of time, but I'll come back afterward and let you know my thoughts. This is coming down to legitimately a 50-50 chance. Within these 2 enemy action cards is a basic attack and a special attack. If it is the special attack, and I guess wrong, I lose. Okay, I'm gonna take the shot that it's the special on top. Here we go. It was the special on top! Oh my gosh, okay. Well, get wrecked. So, here's the thing. I kind of thought I was about to win, and instead that's not what's about to happen. 2 losses in a row, but good news. Bloodborne was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. I wanted to end at 145 and it's 126. So we did very, very well. We also died. So that's not as good. I have realized that I'm going to add in a little bit of a segment. So we just talked about the game. I enjoyed it very much. I would like to play it again and try to win. It is extremely mean. Very, very difficult. For the first 3 turns, was just dying. I think I figured out how to play and how to use my resources more wisely now for my next play, and I am very excited to play this again at a later date. You're gonna know that it's a different segment because the camera's closer to my face now. This is a little part of the video that I'm gonna do in between all of these games called How Is Your Brain Doing, Ben? I'm okay right now. 2 games in, the madness has not begun to set in. I am noticing that I'm a little bit ahead of schedule, but I'm noticing that my schedule is fairly accurate, and that is concerning. 2 games deep, I'm not mentally exhausted, but I have to keep in mind that there are 8 to go. I just had the thought, this is too big of a deck to shuffle, and then I found this many more cards. So it's a lot. There's a lot of stuff on Earth, I guess. Okay, so we have hit a snag. I was going to order pizza, have it delivered, because that felt easy, and it would show up, and everything would be great. But here's the problem. I can get a medium pizza delivered, and pay delivery, and pay $10 for the pizza. Or I can go pick it up, and get a large pizza for $7, and then not even pay the delivery. So that's much better. Problem is the time that it takes. I think I'm gonna lose all of the time that I just saved on Bloodborne, but that's okay because we have the schedule and we're ahead. And so now we'll just be on schedule. I've got the pizza, it smells yummy. Can you smell it? I'm starting to panic just a little bit about what I have committed to. This is the only official break that I've got scheduled. Further breaks need to be earned by making up time. That said, it's not a boring activity, you know? I'm doing stuff. The time moves pretty quickly when learning or playing the games. So that's what's going on. Love you. I have obtained pizza from Domino's, not a sponsor. Now, okay, so I need to eat it while learning how to play Earth. This is me realizing that after shuffling, there's literally still more cards. You ever heard you can't win them all? Dang, if that's not true. Hot dogs. Don't know if you're noticing any kind of pattern with that. I'm looking forward to winning ever. Hopefully that happens at some point. I did complete all of these objectives. At the very end, I completed the last one. So that was good. This was Earth. Initial thoughts are, there's just kind of a lot of stuff. Not even a lot of rules or anything, just a lot of kind of different types of currency, I guess. Like you've got your growth is a currency, your sprouts are a currency, soil is a currency, cards are basically a currency. I don't know, I feel like you're not particularly encouraged to specialize in any one thing, which is interesting. I feel like usually these types of games encourage or like reward you for like being the best player at like whatever thing. All of the games that I played, Raiders, Bloodborne, and this one, I think I would win the second play. Like I'm fairly confident about that. I'm also just like floundering. I'm like, guys, please believe that I'm good at board games. I have a whole channel dedicated to them and I'm just losing miserably. I love the stacking. I've got this giant sequoia over here. I saw that it grew to a size of 8 and I was like, well, I simply need that card, and that was the right choice. Well, let's check in. Hopefully my brain will be in a better place than my win to loss ratio. It's 4:29. We are 1 minute ahead of schedule. So that's nice, but you know, I'm gonna be going to bed when I planned to, which is 7:30 a.m. tomorrow. I don't think I fully understand that yet. I think that sounds like I'm like, that sounds like that would be unpleasant, but it doesn't sound like a real thing. This was the third game. When I say that this is the third out of 10, and I try to really think about that, I think there's like a wall in my brain that's not letting me really understand what that means for me. 5:47 is when I am beginning the play. I didn't even learn all of it. I learned a good chunk, enough to get going, but I'm gonna need to refer to the rule book for things, for sure. Okay, the bot has 43 points. Let's find out how many I have. I hope it's more. Finally, we've got a win. 64 for me, 43 for the bot. This was on easy difficulty and all that, and I played like one of the easiest civilizations that you can play, but I won, and I won handily. I told you I'm good at board gaming. Is it possible that maybe I got some rules in this game wrong? Sure, it's possible, but I'm gonna think that I largely got things right. First things first, what time is it? This game was supposed to end at 6:45. It is 7:14. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. We are 30 minutes behind schedule now. This game was known as being like a little bit more of a thinky guy. I think the main thing that I heard was actually that the rule book was rough, and I didn't really experience that. I did watch kind of a tutorial play, which helped a lot. Like I was definitely referencing the rule book, but not like reading through it all the time. But it didn't seem terrible to me. Yeah, pretty fun. I am coming off of a Monumental review, which is another civilization building game, and this is another card-based civilization game. This is like pretty much exclusively cards and like little cardboard tokens. That one is like there is a board and there is area control and that kind of thing. It's just cards in this one. Truly, if you haven't seen that Monumental review, it has one of my favorite mechanisms in any game ever. This does not have that mechanism, but it's very fun. They did do a very, very, very good job of creating a simple civilization. Yeah, a couple like finicky things here and there. I would say that these like cardboard components, you know, they feel a little bit cheaper than like your average cardboard component. Like the cardboard's a little bit thinner. Really impressive how much depth there is here. There are 16 civilizations that you can play with, which is amazing. And you can play solo and then up to 4 or 3 or something. How are we feeling, huh? The fact that we are now 36 minutes behind schedule, there are things that I have loved more than that. We are 9 minutes away from being 12 hours into this. We have played whatever we've played. We played Raiders of Scythia, we played Bloodborne, we played Earth, and we've played Imperium Classics. And let me take a look at my thing. Not like that. You sickos. Yeah, I gotta say, 12 hours in, I can't really imagine doing another 12 hours. But that's what I'm doing. Well, I'm not positive I know every single rule, but It is 8:02, and I am supposed to be done playing the game at 8:15. So here's hoping this is a 13-minute game of Super Skill Pinball. Okay, I've done 1 round of this. I'm on to round 2. It's 8:21. I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna quit early, so I can say that I've played the whole game. But that took a little bit longer than I was expecting. I mean, I'm just freaking good at this, I guess, is the problem. Boom. That's a skilled pinballer super. Me did it. Won the game. Go for gold. I mean, you're supposed to like compete against your own score when you're playing solo, and this is the first time that I've played, so I guess next time I'll need to try to beat 211. Is that good? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you've played Go for Gold. What's your high score? Sorry, did I not say what I thought about the game? I definitely didn't. It was fun. I had a good time. It was truly exactly what I needed. It's just like silly rolling dice, get a bunch of points. There's a little bit of strategy. You can almost hear the like ding 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 of all the points that you're getting. If you're planning to play 10 board games, put this one in the middle or toward the end. It'll be a nice breath of fresh air. If not, it's just a fun little game. Okay, so one thing that I've noticed now that's new, and I need to keep this short because boy, oh boy, am I having a bad time getting on time. One thing that I've noticed, not mental-wise, but body, is my back hurts. I'm on a couch, so I don't have back support. Recommend a chair. I feel like I'm starting to get a little wacky. I'm listening to myself talk, and I'm like, dang, you have fake energy right now. I'm like putting on energy so that I don't die. And like if I like let myself calm down, I think it's over. So I haven't done the setup yet, but I did just learn how to play it. It's 9:10. I'm supposed to start at 9:15. If I can get this thing set up in 5 minutes, I think I might be back on schedule. Didn't take 5 minutes. Definitely didn't, but we're starting. Whew. Well, it is what it is, right? I have 40. I won by 2 points. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. We gotta talk about the game. That's part of this. I can't skip it. That was not a bit. That was my brain not working. I love this game. I like this game. I'm not ready to love again. I like this game so much more than Raiders of Scythia. This game, I enjoyed Raiders of Scythia, but it didn't like spark me, I would say. It felt like a good game. This one is what I want. By the end, you're like, okay, can I do this thing that I want to do? And if you can, it might be like a master stroke of like, I need to do this, and then 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 unlocks it. That was super enjoyable. Oh, actually, I won by more. 41, 42, 43, 44 to 38. Even better. Go me. My one maybe little gripe is the AI had a couple turns that went on like a good chunk longer than my turn. Like I passed and the AI went for like another couple minutes. And I was like, okay, all right, friend, let's wrap it up over there. Overall, I would say very fun. It's there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of workers that all do different types of things. 3 different essentially important to understand tracks, but I had just a lovely time. Hey, let's get it on an angle so you can see my eyeballs. There we go. Don't you like my eyeballs? I grew them just for you in the soup. Getting a little loopy silly. Before I started playing, hey, don't eat that. Birthday is literally chewing on the metal part of the light stand. Just like biting it. Stop! That's not good for your teeth. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'll try it later. Before I started playing Paladins, I ate more food because it's important to eat food sometimes.
I'm doing intermittent fasting, so I am not going to eat any more food anymore. Not ever again, but in the rest of the video. The point of that was that along with the food, I drank some energy drink. I try to avoid doing that usually. The reason, and I always forget this, I remember the reason as that I get jittery. The actual reason is that my heart starts racing. I am going to try to not drink anymore for the rest of the night. We'll see if that's a possibility, but just, I don't want to die. Pretty sure I'm supposed to be playing Marvel Zombies in 2 minutes, and it's not set up, and I haven't learned how to play it. So, that's not good.
That's 45 minutes behind schedule. But we'll see how big of a liar Marvel Zombies is. It says that this scenario is supposed to take 25 minutes. So we will see if that is a bunch of garbage. Cap just ate Sharon Carter. Nice. We did it. That was pretty accurate. 25 minutes. It is 12:37. So that was 32 minutes. 22 minutes. Yes, math? Can we still do it? No. What do I think about it? I feel like definitely this felt like a tutorial. Like it's just kind of to teach you some basic rules. If I were not playing, 3 more games, I would play another game of this. You're going to have, I don't know, an interesting choice or 2 along the way, but mostly you're like, I know what I'm meant to do here. I understand these objectives. Maybe that changes with some of the other scenarios. Maybe things get a little bit obfuscated and weird, but it felt like for this one, the objective was to eat 2 bystanders and then escape. And so when you can see that there's a bystander over there, you're like, well, I think I should go eat that guy and then do the next thing. I think it would also be fun with friends. I don't know if this is like great solo material. I think it's probably more fun if you're like laughing and throwing dice with somebody.
I set the camera down on the table, and now I'm gonna kind of lean like this while the cats try to knock over the lights best they can. I gotta tell you, brain loving the fact that one took as much time as it did. I feel reinvigorated. I feel energized. I feel powered by Duracell batteries. I got a Duracell battery up my butt right now, boys. We just talked so recently. I'll catch you after Genotype. I feel like right now I'm freaking sailing on a cloud. You ever heard of her? Tina the Cloud. I'm not 100% clearly. Well, Genotype. Let's learn about peace. First things first, Genotype was sent to me for $0 by Genius Games. So after I'm done playing it and I tell you my opinion, if I liked it, you know that I'm just a corporate shill. No, if I liked it, I liked it. I can like things. I'm allowed. Yeah, it was sent to me for free, which thank you very much, Genius Games. This is the first time that I'm playing it. The other thing that I need to mention, aside from any of that, genuinely, I started reading in like slow motion. What I heard in my head as I was reading was, if Johan had placed any action markers on the first shift space. Not messing around. That was my experience reading the solo rules, and it's not because they're extremely dully written. It's because brain no good working anymore. Hey, birthday. You're a very bad boy. This is the perpetrator of the great crime. Look into the camera and repent. He said he was so sorry. Okay, that's Genotype. I just finished. I lost pretty substantially, 50 to 72. It just felt like my boy, brother Johan, I don't know his title. He was just like scoring stuff much faster than I could keep up with. It could be just that I'm not good at it yet. But geez, I am genuinely like super impressed at the educational value that this game has. It genuinely teaches Mendelian. Nailed it. Didn't teach me how to say it. Mendelian genetics in a super easy to understand way. Like, this is elementary to middle grade, like, biology thing, the pea plants and the Punnett squares and all that stuff. And it's been quite a long time since I learned any of that, and this was genuinely like a really good refresher. This would have a good home in like a small science classroom kind of thing. What was interesting to me about it is that it's not just like regular board gamey stuff and then there's like sort of theme slapped on top of it. Like, no, it really feels like it started from how do we make Punnett squares into a board game. And it's like, it's a worker placement board game, so it's very familiar in that way, but it clearly is like built around the foundation of like teaching this concept, which I have never seen before in a game. I do feel like at a certain point you're like, well, I know kind of the only couple good things that I can do right now. There are, as the game goes on and you start to like figure out what you're going for, I feel like there were moments where it was clear what I needed to do in order to like just where to place my worker. It's like, if that slot is available, I must take it because it will net me the most points. And I felt like that kind of increased as the game went on. The AI randomly going to a place does shake that up a little bit. There were a couple moments where Johan over here blocked me, and that's interesting, and that's a good use of the AI. Not by the hair on my chinny chin. That's because I have a hairy chin. It's also known as a beard. It's like, why don't we talk about how beards are really just like hairy chins? Like, people, you might say someone has like a hairy chest or a hairy buttock, but people don't usually say you have a hairy chin. And it's what I have. This game was pretty tough. Not because it's a super hard game, but because it is game number 8. And it's also sleepy, I'm in kind of getting sleepy mode. So that was just, there were moments where I had to be like, okay, you gotta think about what you're gonna do. Maybe that's why I lost, honestly. I don't know. Maybe it's hard, or maybe I missed a step here and there. Let me talk about how I'm feeling about this as an idea, because like, it's a fun YouTube bit. 10 games in 24 hours. Click on it. I did want to cross 10 games off the list of games that I hadn't played. I feel like the 5 game mark, there was a good sense of accomplishment, not quite exhausted yet. Like, if you know that that's what your day is going to be, planning a day where you're going to play 5 new games, I think that could be a good number. Okay. I will see you again when we have Jaws of the Lion all set up and ready to go. Yep. Jaws of the Lion has just such a nice ramp up in difficulty, and we are low on the ramp with this first scenario, and that's what I could use right now. This is going to be significantly simpler than any game of Gloomhaven I've ever played, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing for 3:33 a.m. So that is when we are starting to play the game. The goal is just to kill these freaking vermlings, and you better believe I'm gonna make short work of them. You know what? I'm just gonna call my shot. I think I'll be back at or before 4:30. That's what I'm gonna say. Calling it now. I'll see you when these vermlings are in the ground. We're not even gonna bury them. You know? What's the point? I'll see you when these vermlings are rotting above ground, I guess. I hate to sound cocky, but it's 3:55, and the vermlings are dead. What did I think about Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion? Well, I'll tell you one thing. It's a lot like Gloomhaven, and I like Gloomhaven a lot. The new characters, I feel like we don't get a ton of feel for them at this point, but I like the ranged attacking of Hatchet. Redguard is also there with some melee and some ranged. Hey buddies. So here's the thing. I feel like it's the lean back. That's what it is. Cause like I was just talking to you. It was a couple minutes ago now, but I was pretty recently talking to you, and I feel like I was coherent. I don't know. I feel like I was pretty good at it, good at speaking. As soon as it's like you have to be an authority, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, then let's really do this. But when it's talk about yourself, my brain goes, what if instead you were unconscious? That's actually a good point. Thank you. My brain just told me that when I'm learning Dark Knight Returns, I shouldn't get comfortable. Assuming this game takes less than 2 hours and 15 minutes, which, my goodness, I hope it does. I'll be wrapping a little bit early, but who knows? Maybe it'll take 2 hours. What do I know? Maybe I'll fall asleep during the game. That'd be nice. Okay, friends, well, I just finished this scenario, and then I had to create some save bags. It's pretty fun. I'm not like blown away. Hey, don't stand on the rule books, buddy. I'm not like blown away by it, honestly. Could be that this first scenario is meant to be a little bit easier. There were definitely like moments where there were problems, but it's one of those where it's kind of got that pandemic thing where if you ever have too many of the thing there, then a bad thing happens, and so you're trying to keep the quantities of adversaries down. I feel like my main slight is coming from the very end. There's kind of like two phases to this first game. The first phase, there are face down clue tokens, and you have to figure out if they're real clues or if they're dead ends. You gotta find 4 clue tokens to trigger the next phase, and in that next phase, Two-Face shows up, and he's got HP, and you gotta fight him. And Two-Face went out like a freaking chump. Really, really rough for ol' Harvey. I rolled well. Previous fights, I wasn't rolling as well as I did against Two-Face, and so maybe that is leaving a little bit of like a kind of taste in my mouth. Like there wasn't an epic final battle or anything like that. So yeah, I'd say miniatures very nice. These little cardboard tokens are. There was a game earlier where I was like, the cardboard tokens are kind of thin. These are even thinner. This is one super positive that I can say about this game. There's all these paths around, these like black paths that connect places, and at multiple points throughout the game, you draw new paths in with a little expo marker. And that's just very fun, unlocking new routes and things. For like 1 second, I was like, let's go really deep and be like, look at the things that we do for the hobbies we love. But I don't really think that's how I feel about it. I feel like it's less like, oh yeah, and more like, it's crazy that I let my collecting get to a point where I could play 10 solo specific. All of these had a dedicated solo mode, like a we know in the rule book it says you are allowed to do it like this. 10 games in my collection. And there's more. There's more of them. I don't know how many more are like soloable that I haven't played. Probably only like, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 or something left now. Here's the thing. I will definitely give all of these games additional plays. But like, I don't know, man. After playing Earth, I'm like, do I need it? Do I need it? And that's a good thing to know, you know? If I don't, and maybe I do. Maybe it is. Maybe it's better with real people. Maybe it's better having played it once. Maybe it's better in like the regular mode and not the basic mode. You don't know if it's a waste of space if you haven't played it. Honest question. If you are still watching this video, why did you watch the whole thing? Like, it's not accusatory. Clearly, I put it up, so I think it's worthy of being viewed. But, like, why? What made you want to watch it? But if you watched the whole video, thank you. From the bottom of my palpitating, energy drink riddled heart, thank you. It's incredible. It means the world to me that you are here and that you're watching this. Like, the people who have commented on like multiple videos, and I'm starting to be like, I know many of you. Like, I know you. You hang out with me. It's really cool. So I really do appreciate it. God, sincerity. I need funny bits. Whoa, I slipped on a banana peel because I'm so tired I didn't even see it there. What time is it? When are we calling it? Ooh. I cheated you a little bit, and I'm sorry for that. It is presently 6:54. 6:54. Technically speaking, the first recorded thing today is not from 24 hours ago. It's from like 23 hours and 30 minutes ago, basically. But I will, when I go to sleep, I will have been awake for 24 hours, and the entire process will have taken me over 24 hours. So if you're commenting enraged that that this was all clickbait, it doesn't feel like it to me. It feels very real. I guess let's end it by saying this. And I want you to know that I didn't have a plan when I started saying that sentence. So now I have to kind of stumble into a conclusion. Board games are meant to be played, but not like this. I'll see you next week. Bye.